Hello, and welcome back to Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishment. Now, it's fair to say, in the last episode, I got slightly annoyed because I didn't know what I needed to do with finding this vent thing. So, hopefully, in this episode, I will find what I need to do with the, quote, vent thing, as I just referred to it like 5 seconds ago. And hopefully we'll get to the bottom of who murdered Montague Dump, as he was referred to by the great Mystique Grand, whatever the fuck he was called. If he was responsible for the murder or theft or anything like that. So we shall see. If it ever loads up, that is. Yay, look, you
There is
loaded
no
up.
fertilizer with alkaloid here. We need to search a different chemical cupboard.
Right, so I think I have to go into the... I was going to say I have to go into the garden, but this is one big garden. I have to go into the back. Because what am I looking for? Oh, right. Ah! Hello. There it is, I think. Whoa.
The power is on. The engine has started. The ventilation system is working.
Now, all I have to do now is run the entire way back through... That one?
Before I activate the fan, I need to check if the interior of the Colonial Collection Room can be seen from here.
Thank you for making me aware of that.
We are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
Oh. Can I still turn it on there?
Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one.
And where was it? I believe it was in the Colonial Collection Room. There it is.
Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
Oh. I didn't need to literally go and find him.
It works perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
Okay, what? Oh, Jesus. Deadly precision. Is that it? Can I... All right, so I've got all the clues. That's good. Okay then. Someone stole the deadly plants before the The division syndicate left plants at Kew Gardens in order to murder Montague Dunn at a later date. Let's try this one. Oh wait, that don't work. Right, so it's obvious that Dunn was poisoned, but right, the Divine Syndicate left the plants at Kew Gardens in order to murder Montague Dunn at a later date. Someone stole the deadly plants before the Syndicate were able to. Okay, let's try this. I wonder if I can speak to... So everyone's gone home. Right. It would appear so. Right. Let's try and think about this. Wait, something was about to branch then, I think. Ah!
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
Wow, that shut me up. Considering I thought it was Grand Master Mystique person, boy, bloke. I can't remember his name. Okay, so we've been in this episode already 10 minutes and we've already solved the case. Oh crap. I never would have guessed it, to be honest.
Locked. locked.
What do you mean locked? Oh.
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha!
Lestrade?
I knew
Hey.
it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
Some time later. So what did you guys think? Did you guys think it was Martin Hamish or someone else? Okay. Originally, I thought it was... Who's that? Oh. I thought it was him. Yeah, he did have the right motive, to be fair. Whew. Wonder what will happen next. I think. Wait,
Inspector,
I think in
came
this.
here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, he hasn't died, has he?
Holmes, my God!
Yes.
Oh,
I
God.
found him like that.
Our messing around with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish realized that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
Oh my God. Jeez. Well, not being funny was, and he clearly hung himself. Ah, suicide note. So it was him. Oh my. Okay.
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case.
You being sarcastic?
The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
I didn't expect that. Jeez.
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr.
Yep.
Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
The map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Let us analyze the facts and statements so that we may recreate the events.
Whoa,
of that
whoa, whoa, whoa,
morning.
whoa. I do not remember having to do this. Wait, it said 9:40, didn't they?
Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
It's not over, oh my god. Right. But wait. Hang on a minute. I don't think Albert is in. Oh, crap. Wait. She doesn't seem like the type, though. Like, she had like, yeah, of course she had time, but it doesn't mean... Oh, jeez. Sorry if you guys disagreed with that. I do not remember having to do that at all. Never. I know why. Because I don't know why, but I just randomly stopped playing this game. Conveniently in the middle of this case. I do not remember having to do that. Weird. She wasn't involved, was she?
But Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
I am
hasn't got
using
one.
it.
Ah.
I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining: the deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her, quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me. But she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right. You can count on me, Holmes.
We all need a friend like Watson.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
The other side? No! Stop! I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
I'm not risking that. No way.
Well done, Watson. She was not faking.
Miss White, you have no right to take your own life.
Dr. Watson? Did you just save me? Or worse?
You know what? I will accept that. Oh, last case. Interesting. Hey, achievement! Unless you guys were wondering which console I was playing this on. It's just become clear that I'm playing it on Xbox. Oh dear. This is a murder, isn't it? It's always the quiet
Where are
ones
you
that you've
going,
got to watch out
Holmes?
for, isn't it?
Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited,
Hello.
Watson,
We have.
To a
Where to?
murder.
to the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner.
Oh.
How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet. They...
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location
Toby in the
changes
background.
every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Ah, sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Or we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes is my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, 'cause I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
Well, and forget about the dinner. Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
That isn't good. Okay. So I'm actually surprised that I got that achievement because I kind of skipped it. I was expecting not to get the achievement because, you know, like I've just said, I skipped it. So it's that thing of you'll only get it if you do it yourself. But wait, You do not look well. Well, then again, we do. This is a London slum.
Locked.
Oh, I've got to go down here. Ah, right, right. What the hell is this?
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving. Who were the victims?
The two men here, both shot. The stab fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were two other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the two victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by two police constables.
Was Inspector Aberline based on a real person? Because I'm pretty sure he was in Assassin's Creed Syndicate as well, which is based around similar times of this.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
Clever.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course.
Whoops.
Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Right.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
Awesome. Okay.
The bullet struck
So
his
he's-
head. This man didn't stand a chance. This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens. A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look.
What the hell is that?
This shard of wood is quite new.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Is he right?
Don't know, mate. I haven't seen him yet.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
Okay. Right, N. So he's war. Okay, so it's not on the face. I went past that. You.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Okay.
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Who was that? Who was it?
Were the 2 shots you
What's his name?
heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment. Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
Right, okay. Thank you very much. Turn of view, dark window. Or... So, I won't search his flat.
Mr. Turner,
Yeah.
you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime, is that correct?
Oh, yes,
Wiggins
Mr.
in the
Holmes.
background.
I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
Ah! His limp.
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead
Whoops.
bodies.
Your limp. Oh my
yes,
god.
Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
That is
There we
very
go.
interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window. when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Mr.
You wouldn't have got to
Turner
the window in
appears to
time, could-
live very modestly.
He wouldn't have got to the window in time because of his limp.
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead body of Kenneth Butler. Brian Vercotti's
I don't
contorted
even see him.
corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
This kitchen knife is quite sharp. There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
Okay, not so mysterious, but okay, so it seems to be a burnt. It seems to
The
have
papers
burned
are almost
something.
entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are illegible. This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago. Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
Wait. Okay, so he hears the gunshots. He gets out of bed, and he limps like. Okay. He's got.
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
I tell you what, he's got a distance to go if he's limping. Jeez, what's that?
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago.
Either that or he just hasn't tidied
A
it.
perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
That is a bit strange. So he gets out of bed. Have I got this right? Let's hope so.
No, it didn't happen this way.
Ah, I didn't see that one. Let's get us out of bed. Opens the window. Approach the bodies. Got some paper. And there. I can't believe I gotta watch all this again.
No, it didn't happen this way.
Right. Gets out of bed. Approach the bodies. Something with the knife. Nah. Oh. Come on, man. Can I skip it at all? And he's just...
No, it didn't happen this way.
How did it happen then? Actually, you know what, guys? I'm going to leave this episode here. So I'm really glad that we finally finished the case of Kew Gardens, because like I said a few episodes ago, that is my least favourite case. And, you know, let's start this new one. I actually cannot remember what goes happen in the Moonlight... What's it called again? Half Moon Street Murders or something? I'm not sure. But yeah, in the next episode we'll figure out the sequence, and hopefully interview Wiggins' brother at Scotland Yard. So I will see you very soon. Bye now.